All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, very excited to be talking to an individual competing at Oktagon 78, which goes down on October the 18th, and a very intriguing welterweight matchup set to go down as Henrique Melo takes on Tamerlan Dulatov, and great having Tamerlan on Bowks Talking Bouts for the first time. How are you doing, man?
Thank you very much, man. I'm very good. I appreciate that you take your time to make the interview with me. Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm already like in weight cut, last week, fight week. So I'm good. Tired a little bit of weight cutting, but everything's fine.
And I imagine you're excited to just have like a locked in kind of fight here, being that you've had three fights fall out for different circumstances all throughout this year. Like in September, it seemed like health issues with your opponent. And then I guess, earlier this year, circa May, it seemed like an infection issue you were having kind of scrapped that booking. So just to, I guess, serve the idea that I would think you'd be excited to have something locked in here and to be in fight week and all.
Man, to be honest, I'm on fight week, not sure if the fight gonna happen because I'm like, it happened so many times. I pull out May 17th, my first time like in this year. Was the first fight for me, and I had a very hard camp, 3 months, and 2 weeks before I was in Slovakia to help Ludovit Klein for his preparation against Gamrot. And I came back, man, with get the staph infection and had a lot of problems after that. And and was like, okay, and will be out for so many weeks. And then I started my preparation for September. Then one opponent, second opponent, third opponent pull out. On fight day, my opponent pull out. Then I said like, hey, Octagon, I need to fight, man. I need to fight. The next organization, like the next event where I'm supposed to be to fight is in January 17 in Düsseldorf, but it's too late for me. I need to fight. So give me a opponent, walk alone. I'm gonna fight. They asked me like, hey, you sure you're gonna make weight? Like I make weight 3 weeks before. Cut almost 10 kilogram and have to do it again. I say, hey, man, I don't care. I have such a big fan base. The people come to see me fighting, so give me an opponent. I'm gonna fight.
Yeah, and I mean, I imagine you'd want to follow up that beautiful 16-second submission victory you secured in February and stuff like that. So I would think that would create some kind of frustration potentially. I guess I'm kind of like delving into the mindset piece because you mentioned I'm not even necessarily confident the fight's going to happen even during fight week, or that's like a thing in your head. Like, is there some benefit to that in a way, like in terms of not having the overthinking fatigue component heading into the fight, and maybe you can kind of like get into like immersing yourself more into it when it's like fight day and etc. Like, is there any benefit to something like that mindset wise at all?
Man, I'm always focused. I hope that everything gonna is going to be fine. Like the opponent is a Brazilian 2-0 guy, like a good opponent, and like I know the Brazilian guys like they are like true fighters. So don't think that he come to Germany. He's already here, I heard. So I think this guy is like even when you shoot him, you're gonna fight. So Brazilian guys are always tough guys. So like to be honest, I want to make my weight, and after make my weight, I'm like, I don't even care what happened after that. I want to make my weight, and then I'm ready, locked in. So no matter what happened, even when he pull out on the same night, they can find me a new opponent. I don't care about his record. I just need to fight on Saturday, and yeah, man, that's it. No matter what happened, and even when he pull out and they bring me a 10-0 opponent, I'm gonna fight. So.
Yeah, it's just so cool to see not just your individual journey, but just the broader, I guess, familial story, the journey and fighting of all the brothers and stuff like that. Because obviously you're doing great things in your career, but also, three brothers beyond you being involved as well. I mean, that's really incredible kind of stuff. I think I've heard a lot of people liken it to almost being the plot of a movie. Like, did you guys all kind of come to a realization around a similar time that this was going to be the respective life paths you all have and stuff like that? Just, fleeing from Chechnya years ago and coming to Dusseldorf and everything. Like, was that kind of like around when that journey began for you? Was it even before that? I'm just so curious about the family fighting history.
Brother, like always, in life, situation happened. You can't even imagine. You can't even realize, like you said, and it happened, and you are like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" My brother fight in the UFC. My big brother called me because he don't get a visa. He asked me like, "Hey, man, I can't realize it. That he is there almost. Like it was before the fight, and I'm telling him, brother, I'm here. I'm with him. I'm here right now, and I can't realize what happened. Like I say, like 10 years before, brother, we don't even know how to pay our flat or anything else. We was like, what's going on, man? And today we like my brother is getting upcoming superstar, in Germany already big superstar. So like you said, man, we refugees from Chechnya, flew from war. I had like also like we come here, it was not easy. You can't even talk in English. No one knows Chechen guys from here. We have to get respect from like I have to get respect in front of where we was living in a refugee house. So I have to get my respect on street like my brothers get it. In my older like people on my age, I have to like to prove me. To show hey you can't underestimate me or anything else. My brothers also like it was not easy, not in school, not of, in front of our house, not in front of in the town. Like everywhere we have to prove that we are not people with them. Other people can joke. You can even speak the language. You can imagine how children are. And yeah, man, today to stay here after such a hard way, it's like yeah, like you said, man, I can't even realize what happened. So, but I'm very thankful and it's like a history that we already written and we have like a far more way. It's like we are here, but now the journey starts. Like it's we are like people told me always, man, you guys did it. Like you are there. I say, brother, we're not yet there. We arrived, but we arrived and now the work starts. Like I told also my brother and he told me always like I'm now in the UFC, but it's not the goal. It's just we arrived and now from this position we have to work because we do so much for this position. And yeah, man, I'm very lucky. I'm sorry that I talk so much, but you understand it's like very important thematic for me.
No, of course, man. You're getting into the story of your family history, and I mean, an incredibly, harrowing story. Like, I feel like a lot of people could kind of get lost in all of that and not like rise above it, kind of like how you all seem to, demonstrably be doing. Because I was seeing some anecdotes about how there was a certain amount of jail time from street fights early on, like a certain cultural misunderstanding piece when you came over to Dusseldorf and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, you had to overcome so much stuff and acclimate to such a new environment and everything like that. So of course you're going to have a lot to say about that.
Of course, man. Of course. Like you said, I don't want to say like I come to Germany and I was an angel. Like I was young. I get older. I see all the stuff. I see the people, and I'm honest with you. I had many situations in my life. Maybe if I just would don't look back or don't look in this situation or just go away, it would happen nothing. But you are young. It was like young since I would say. So to learn from this situation. It also, you are not a child, so you understand when you say there happen sometimes situation in your life, you are in this moment you think like, fuck man, what's going on? Like what I did in my life is over, like it's everything is going crazy. But after some years we understand that it was the best thing for you, my last time when I was in jail, my brother come to me and told me like, hey man, one time more jail, one time more, like you go one time more in jail, you get never less than 6, 7, 8 years and then your career is over. Then you will be a sportsman who always people will talk about like, hey man, this guy was good. He was good. He could be fight today in the UFC. He could be a great fighter, but I'm not, I don't want to be the fighter who people say he could be. I want to be the fighter who people say, hey man, this man did it, He is a good fighter. He make it, he's legit.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, that must have been such a big wake up call and everything, and you found yourself in such a great spot here and against a fellow unbeaten professional MMA fighter too, in what looks like a great well matched fight on a few levels. I guess kind of talking about your thoughts on Henrique Melo and everything like that, because he has the 2-0 professional record as you do. He has a pair of unanimous decision wins in the BFC cage and making his octagon specific debut here. Like, what are your thoughts on, I guess, Henrique Melo's skill set and resume as a fighter heading into this one?
Well, to be honest, I found his two fights. Like you said, both fights was about unanimous decision. But I saw he's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. Like he's always searching the takedown. He's always looking for takedowns. And then on ground game, he starts like his game a little bit ground and pound. To be honest, he's a solid fighter. He know how to stand up. He know how to fight. But not his grappling, not his wrestling, and even not his striking. Make feel, hey man, I have to be careful. Of course, it's MMA fight. He have 2-0, I have 2-0. We do both have not the biggest experience, right now. So of course everything can happen. But he's like, when I would say it's rational, when he will come to my gym and we will make a sparring, it will be like, you would see like very, very one side sparring, like he's, to be honest, not making him like bad or anything else. The truth is he can't, what, like I said yesterday in an interview, if he going to bring me down on the ground, what I don't think that he can wrestle me. But if we're gonna go down on the ground and he will start grappling, I don't start getting up. I will grapple with him. If he want to stand up, I will stand up with him. If he go to wrestling, I will wrestle with him. So like, I know I'm in any kind of discipline better than him. So, but he's a solid fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I guess kind of talking about the training preparation piece of everything, because you were mentioning earlier, talking about Ludovit Klein and everything like that, just kind of getting in some work with him previously ahead of his Mateusz Gamrot fight and everything. Like, I guess what are your core group of sparring partners? Like, do you have like a primary group of people you kind of refine your skills alongside with and whatnot?
Brother, to be honest, I have like I prepare myself always like independent of my opponents, So like I know always that no one of my opponents will be like, not in this situation right now, will be no one like like even in near of my height. I'm one made like 194. I don't know how you say it in English. 5.6 point. I'm 1 meter 94, so I know my opponent will be always like smaller than me. He's a southpaw, Henrique Melo. Like I trained with a lot of guys. I have like very strong guys around me, like my brother and many more guys. Lomali, Kiev, all international fighters. Abus Magomedov, like people who are on the whole world, legit. So Gamrot have like it's like not much smaller than me, but he's smaller than me, and they call us like say, hey man, what's going on? You have time to come over for Ludovit Klein. You have to fight Gamrot. You just have to imitate his style. I was like, man, he's UFC fighter. He's lightweight, but he have like the same weight as me. Like when he's like walking around, he called us and say like, man, we want to train. You want to help me in my preparation? We go over, man. He's strong. He's really strong. For a lightweight, it was very hard with him. And yeah, man, yeah, I train like with any kind of people, but like depend of my opponent. So this time I don't have many time to like to switch on this opponent because I get him like 2 weeks before, 2.5 weeks before. So, but man, I'm ready, no matter what happened.
I guess just to the point of, Ludovit though and everything, he's facing a different Mateusz at UFC 321 at the end of the month. Have you been working with Ludovit ahead of this UFC 321 fight, and how do you see the fight playing out, if so?
You mean the fight who is upcoming? Which is
Yeah,
upcoming?
yeah, yeah. His fight on October the 25th there at UFC 321. Yeah.
Uh, Man, to be honest, not for this fight. I don't make preparation with him. Like I don't train with him. If he need help, he's my brother. He's a very kind guy, very good guy. I'm always there to help him. After my fight, I'm going easy there. But when it's like, when is it? Next week?
The 25th. So yeah, it's like I guess around like
1 week after?
11-ish days.
Okay, so he will not need me. But I tell you something, man. This guy is legit, man. This guy is really, really there. Like he is really, really tough, man. He's real. I don't see many guys of him. Like he have like a heart. It's on sparring. We go one on him. Guy is really, really crazy, man. He have a heart of a lion, and I was like surprised, really surprised to see like a guy like him. He spar with me, then with my friend, like, and I know how strong my friend is. Like he wrestle, he make takedowns, he make him tired, he stand up, man. Brother, this guy don't broke, man. He don't broke, man. He's going always forward, and I'm sure that he's gonna make this fight, man. Gamrot was like a very tough fight, but even this fight, he don't look that bad. But man, Gamrot is also, like he's fighting against Charles Oliveira. He's also legit, man. You saw how he take him, Charles Oliveira, down in seconds. But top five, top 10 is really, really hard, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely a, difficult, hierarchy to break into, especially with how deep that division is for sure. So yeah, I hear you out on that. But I guess like a cool piece that I see with your brothers too is the fact that you're all, concurrently involved in both fighting, but also modeling and stuff like that, and some very high level brands and stuff like that. Like, names like Versace and Armani and Gucci, like definitely some big name brands and stuff like that. Like, does that strike you as something that I guess gives you something to kind of like pursue when your competitive fighting career is done? Like, obviously, you're very early on in your fighting journey, so it wouldn't be anything anytime soon, obviously. But is part of that also something to kind of have like when the competitive fighting career is done? Like, I guess, like, how does that fit in?
Man, to be honest, we are male models, so we took clothes on us and make pictures and go for a walk, man. I will do it. Like when the right people pay the right check, man, I will do it, So, but to be honest, right now I'm full focused on my goal. That's UFC, and I am like, look, my big brother was like with 25. I think he was almost like 9-1 or 8-1. I don't know what it was, but I have, I have to go. I have to go forward, forward, forward. I don't have any more time. I want to be a minimum with 27, 26, and like 27, I want to be there. You know what I mean? Like I want to stay at then our contender series minimum, or to fight when the card when UFC will come to Germany. It's my plan. Maybe they come here. If they don't come 2027, I want for sure to fight in the Dana contender series. So I have 2 years, man. 2 years, like almost 2 years to get a good record, man, to knock some people out, to show how strong I am, to show that I'm not only the little brother of Islam Dulatov, that I'm also I have my own name, my own skills. So yeah, man, model is like just a business. Like, you know, right now I'm not interested in that. And to be honest, in my young career, I got very fast, broken my nose many times, and they want that I make it like back again like before. And I say like, man, I'm a grown man. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to be beautiful for anyone. And if it's for a model job, if you don't pay me like $5 million, I'm not gonna think about it. So, when you have already like when you live already a normal good life, so don't like I'm like a type of guy I would say it's too much. I don't need like if they call me and say, man, come, let's go make a job, you get some like 100, 200, 500K, okay, no problem, but if they start telling me like do this, do your lips or you know what I mean, that's not from us, it's just bullshit for me, to be honest. And yeah, so we just took clothes on us, make pictures. If it's fine, it's fine. It's not, I'm gonna fight for my whole life. No.
Yeah, it sounds like the path you're kind of looking at. Maybe we get a scenario where we can have yourself and your brother Islam fighting on a UFC card one day. I mean, that would be kind of cool. I guess now that I say that, though, I feel like sometimes there are certain sibling pairings where they'd almost prefer to fight on separate cards. Like, what would your thought be on that particular, I guess, goal or idea years down the line?
You asked me if what I think about the idea to fight on the same card as my brother.
Yeah, just because I feel like I've heard some brothers who kind of enjoy that dynamic and they can kind of like support each other and play off each other, whereas some brothers kind of find it almost too distracting. They're too emotionally involved. Like, how would you feel in that kind of regard about fighting on a
Brother,
similar card as Islam?
brother, me and my brother Islam fight like many times on the same card. If it was like MMA, boxing, or we get like together Hessen champions in 2014, first time we fight together on a tournament and we won the tournament, both first place. It's always amazing feeling. But I have to be honest, in UFC, I would like it's my dream to fight on the same card as my brother. It would be crazy for me. But I have to say, even when I won, like whenever, always when I fight with my brother on the same card, I won my fight. Like I don't even feel nothing. I don't joke. I don't feel like I win anything till my brother has won. Till my brother has his win, I feel like hey, nothing happened. For me, it's not a win. I don't have achieved nothing till my brother is also successful, and then I can breathe, and then I have all my emotions. So it's always tough. It's hard for us to fight on the same card because my like I go into the fight like let's go, like no feelings, nothing. Of course, everyone is nervous, but when my brother is fighting, man, I think it's not even a healthy form for it can be normal. My heart is almost exploding. Always when my brother is fighting, so I would love it, man, but it's also hard for me. It's also very hard for me, man.
No, I do understand it as someone who has a brother. That would be really difficult for me to kind of separate for sure. But yeah, we definitely got to get Islam back out there in the octagon. I feel like he had such a big win in July at UFC 318. I feel like he's due a follow up fight booking in the UFC.
He told me like normally want to fight direct in September, in the UFC Paris. But the problem is he asked for the opportunity to fight in Paris, but like 2 weeks, like 1 week after he get very ill and he was like really, really for 2, 3 weeks out, man, out, really out. Then I see like some people start like talking some bullshit and saying like he's ducking a guy who's this guy who was fighting Chimaev one time. I feel like it was the first fight against Chimaev. I don't know his name, and he fight against a French guy right now, but he lost his fight. So my brother asked for this opportunity. They give him the opportunity, but he was like, "Hey man, I'm not sure if I can fight because I was ill. I can't go into the next preparation with these problems, right now." But at this time, to be honest, we have our own brand. We have so many projects. We have so many restaurants which we plan right now. So we don't have even he don't even have the time right now to be like to go like he have time to train, but not to go in preparation because it's like very very much much of stress of work we have to do. So he say like man, legit will be a good fight in February. February to fight there. I heard already January, February will be like a card with Ila Topora. Maybe I didn't even know. I heard from anywhere, so maybe he will fight there.
Yeah, that would be really cool for sure. And you mentioned the name Hamzat Chimaev. I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't get some insights on how you feel about him being the UFC champion, being that yourself and him are both, from Chechnya and everything like that. Like, what are your thoughts on Chimaev being the UFC middleweight champion and everything?
Brother, I swear I can't even believe it, man. Still today I can't believe it. It just happened, but man, a guy from Chechnya growing up somewhere in the mountains, man. Like there's nothing, man. There's no hope. There's nothing. We grew up in wars, man. We played with bullets. I swear to God, we played with bullets when we was children. And this guy came from Chechnya, flew as a refugee to Sweden, like growing up as a wrestler, man. Growing to the UFC 2020 and is champion 2025, man. With so many problems, with injuries, man. The people don't even respect it 100%. Even people who give him the respect, it's not enough. You know what I mean? Like this guy is such a beast, man. What he did with this guy, 20, 24, 20, or 21, 22 minutes, he controlled him on the ground like it's nothing. You know what I mean? And I even think that Hamzat would finish him, but it was like such an important fight that he don't take a risk. Like to do more than it's necessary. Brother, I love this guy. We are also in contact. He's like you said, also Chechen. We talk to each other. We also congratulate him, and we are like he's a very very good guy, man. I like him.
Yeah, for sure. And I do want to be mindful of your time here. So I feel like I will try to work in like a couple more, schedule permitting for you. But I guess in the spirit of, talented fighters and stuff like that, I was seeing an article referencing how last May you were getting in some work with Michael Venom Page. And it seems like he has done great things in the sport, obviously, has primarily, done great things at welterweight, but in his last couple of outings, seems like he's really, done a lot of great things at middleweight. Like, I guess what would you like to see next for him and everything like that? Because he's called for certain fights with, guys like Hamzat Chimaev, for instance. Like I referenced that before after his last win. He seemed to indicate some want for that, but also open to going back to welterweight too. Like, I guess what would you like to see next for MVP if you could kind of weigh in on that?
Man, MVP is such a good guy, such a crazy, good, respectful guy. Like, I know his fights like since 10, 11 years when I was a child, even when I was boxing, I had nothing to do with MMA. I watched his fights and I was very excited about him because, the people don't understand how much cojones, like, how much balls you need, man, to fight at his style. He risk everything to get one punch and fall down, like he make his own style, like, Shoto karate it means, yeah, how we move. Man, he comes to our gym like crazy, man. Before we wasn't like that professional, the coach called my brother, hey man, we're coming for sparring with Islam. You ready? He say yes, man. He fly to Düsseldorf, make sparring and fly immediately back. Like it's crazy. And he's very, very fast, man. We are like me and my brother. I'm not joking, man. We are so fast. I jab very fast and always heard about from everyone I was sparring with. You are so fast and you have to work on your, like you have to stay always on like this. But this guy is really, really fast, man, really fast. To be honest, I love his style. His style is crazy, but like someone like his natural enemy, you know how to say it? Yeah, natural enemy is like his, like the biggest mismatchup for him would be Chimaev, you know. So because man, his wrestling is like don't misunderstand me, you know. For me, the goat for all time is Khabib Nurmagomedov, because of his like sportly, you know, career, because of his humanity, you know, how he acts, you know, such a risk. Like I love this guy, you know, and I always say, you know, the wrestling of Khabib will no one, you know, like no one will be better than him in MMA. But I have to say, at this fight against DDP, Chimaev like showed me really, really crazy skills. So I was like, hey man, this guy, I don't think that anyone in the UFC can block a takedown from Khamzat. You know, I think Khamzat could take down anyone in the UFC, even in the heavyweight, in no matter weight class. So say MVP. I would love to see him like, stand up fights, you know, like maybe MVP against Imavov. You know, Imavov is not searching the takedowns, and MVP also not. So I think this will be like kickboxing, very crazy fight, you know. But I ask you, what do you think, man? Chimaev against MVP, it's like a really, really hard match, man. It's like two worlds, you know.
Yeah, it's like totally different stylistic considerations and whatnot. Like I do get what you're saying. Like I feel like if MVP were to have a particular foil, it would probably be Hamzat Chimaev. But who's to say MVP couldn't, you know, implement his game plan too, just in the sense of looking at that side of it too. But I guess one of the last things I wanted to kind of touch on while I have you, Tamerlan, because you know 2-0 in pro MMA, two first round finishes. I mean, that definitely speaks volumes. Like, are we thinking that trend continues? Like, do you kind of in a way hope this gets out of the first round just to kind of feel what that competitive experience is like, etc.? Or do you think we go 3-0, three first round finishes on October 18th?
Man, I'm not. My brother is like always predicting and saying like, man, I'm gonna knock him out. I feel like I told you, I'm sure that I'm better in wrestling, grappling, and stand up at him. He gonna make. I think he gonna make a mistake in a shoot. You know, I think he will shoot, make a mistake, and in this moment, I'm gonna finish him. I'm sure that it will be a finish. I don't know first one, second one, but like I know how explosive I am, and I know how fast I punish you for a mistake, you know. And I think he's gonna make a mistake. Uh, I hope the fight will go like or like more than 2 3 minutes. I want to show the people, because I have such small experience in MMA, because I only have two amateur fights, two pro fights. You know, it's nothing. I want to grow to grow up in fight. You know, I want after 1 minute, I want that he hit me 1 2 times. I want to wake up, you know, and then I want to be like I'm inspiring, you know. And when I start my style like inspiring, brother, yeah, I swear the whole arena gonna make like after I start showing how I'm in stand up, you know, like I always move. I'm sure that the whole arena will go crazy, man. You know, that's my biggest goal right now for the fight. I want to make my style, you know, my style, how I fight, not like, you know, when you are maybe nervous or anything else, you don't act like you want, you know. But I want to act like in my inspiring, you know, right hand, right high kick, move a little bit, playing knees, you know, what I always do inspiring, you know. Man, I'm sure it's gonna be a finish, but I don't know first, second, third one, but I'm sure it's gonna be a finish.
Well, I love the confidence. And I mean, that could even potentially serve as a parting thought in its own right. But I figured I'd give you the floor if you did have anything you wanted to kind of mention as we're wrapping up here, Tamerlan. I appreciate you coming on Bowks Talking Bouts and giving great insights today.
Thank you very much, man. Can I say something? Maybe.
Of course, yeah. Final thought. Floor is yours, man.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Hey, I just want to thank you, first of all, that you take your time, that you take your job so serious, that you like informate the whole community about MMA. I really appreciate your work, man. Thank you for the invite. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm glad to be here. And I hope you will stay always healthy. If you need anything else, let me know, brother. And thank you to the whole MMA community in Germany, Europe, on the whole world. Mark my words, guys, you're gonna remember my name, and for sure in 2 years I'm gonna be in the UFC, and then we're gonna talk again, man.
Well, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the sentiment, man. I mean, definitely a fan of your fighting style and hopefully the first of many appearances on Bowks Talking Bouts. And I do also want to acknowledge the fact you're making time to talk during fight week, which I appreciate. And people can check out Octagon 78 on October 18th. Should be a great fight as part of the card this weekend when you take on Henrique Melo. So I'm super excited for that. But again, thank you so much for the time, man. You have a good rest of fight week leading into everything. And yeah, looking forward to future instances of having you on the show. But until then, you have a good rest of your day. And thank you so much, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You too.